The future of Austin Reaves has become one of the most pressing questions for the Los Angeles Lakers, and it's a storyline that will follow the team throughout the entire season. Reaves has gone from an undrafted free agent to a core contributor, and now his long-term role in Los Angeles is very much up for debate. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. When Reaves signed his current deal in 2023, the terms were viewed as extremely favorable for the team. The contract was for 4 years and $53.8 million, with a player option in the final season. That structure gave the Lakers short-term security while also providing Reaves with flexibility. It was a gamble on his part, one that has already paid off. Last season, Reaves averaged just over 20 points per game, proving himself as a legitimate scoring option and a player capable of carrying an offense for stretches. With that kind of production, it's almost certain he will decline the option and test his value on the open market when the time comes. That possibility forces the Lakers into a difficult position. On one hand, Reaves is one of the best development stories the franchise has had in years. He came into the league undrafted, fought for a roster spot, and evolved into a player who can start, close games, and even take over offensively. There is an argument that Los Angeles should reward that growth and keep him as part of the core moving forward. On the other hand, the same growth that has made Reaves so valuable to the Lakers also makes him their strongest trade chip. For a team now centered around Luka Doncic, that creates an interesting debate. Is it smarter to commit to Reaves long term, or to use him as a way to reshape the roster with more complementary pieces? Former Lakers forward Robert Horry recently added fuel to that conversation. On his Big Shot Bob podcast, the 7-time champion was asked what it would take for the Lakers to hold on to Reaves. His answer was direct. If the Lakers were smart, they'd look at a sign and trade, Horry said. When you've got two players who basically do the same thing, Luka and Reaves, it's a wash. I love Reaves. I think he can play, but you don't need two guys doing the same job. Horry's point is not about Reaves' talent, but about fit. The best teams in NBA history, he argued, were built on balance. They had rosters filled with players who brought different skills to the table, who could complement one another rather than overlap. The overlap between Doncic and Reaves is easy to see. Both are ball-dominant creators who thrive with the ball in their hands. Both excel at orchestrating the offense, making plays for teammates, and scoring at all three levels. Having two players with those skills on the floor at the same time can be an advantage, especially in the postseason when half-court shot creation becomes so important. But it can also be redundant if neither player can consistently impact the game without the ball. This is where the debate intensifies. Supporters of keeping Reaves believe the Lakers would be wise to hold on to as much offensive talent as possible. Having multiple creators is never a bad thing in a league where defenses adjust quickly and injuries can change the trajectory of a season. Reaves is also entering his prime, just like Doncic, which means the Lakers could benefit from both peaking at the same time. Continuity, development, and chemistry are all arguments in favor of extending him and making him a long-term piece of the roster. The counter-argument, however, centers on balance. Neither Doncic nor Reaves is known for elite athleticism, and neither is considered a strong defender. For a team that has championship aspirations, that can be a problem. The Lakers still need length, defensive versatility, and more reliable outside shooting. Trading Reaves could allow them to address those needs, even if it means losing a productive scorer. Speculation has already begun on possible trade targets that would make sense. Two names that have surfaced are New Orleans Pelicans wings Trey Murphy and Herb Jones. Both are younger players who bring defensive ability, size, and shooting, qualities that would fit naturally alongside Doncic. Murphy has shown the potential to develop into a high-level scorer while maintaining his efficiency, and Jones is already regarded as one of the league's better perimeter defenders. Acquiring either player would shift the team's profile in a way that might ultimately give them a more balanced chance at contending. It's important to note, though, that the decision is not just about basketball fit, it also involves financial strategy. If Reaves opts out and the Lakers attempt to re-sign him, the price tag will almost certainly be higher than the $13 million per year he's making now. Committing that kind of money could limit the team's flexibility moving forward, especially with Doncic already locked into a long-term deal. A sign and trade, as Horry suggested, would allow the Lakers to recoup value rather than risk losing Reaves for nothing. At the same time, trading a player who has become a fan favorite is not without risk. Reeves has a strong following among Lakers fans, and moving him could create backlash if the return isn't viewed as adequate. There's also the chance that Reeves continues to improve elsewhere, turning into a perennial all-star and leaving the Lakers second-guessing their decision. As of now, the Lakers appear willing to wait and see how the season develops. Reeves remains a key part of their rotation, and his ability to play alongside Doncic will be closely monitored. The front office will likely evaluate whether the pairing can truly work long-term, or if adjustments are necessary before the trade deadline. What is clear is that Reeves' future is not just about his own performance, it's about how he fits into the broader puzzle the Lakers are trying to solve. With Doncic as the centerpiece, every roster move has to be made with the goal of maximizing his prime years. Whether that means keeping Reeves or moving him for complementary talent will be one of the defining questions of the season. For now, Austin Reeves remains in purple and gold, but as Robert Horry's comments suggest, the conversation about his future is far from over, and it could ultimately shape the direction of the franchise in the years to come. LeBron James's future remains one of the most closely watched storylines in the NBA. Every offseason, rumors and speculation follow the Lakers superstar, and this year is no exception. Fans, analysts, and insiders alike are asking the same question: how much longer will the 21-time All-Star continue to play at the highest level? This offseason, speculation focused on multiple scenarios. Some suggested James might leave Los Angeles in search of a better fit or a team more suited to his championship ambitions. Others wondered whether the Lakers could consider trading him before the 2025-26 season even begins. The uncertainty is fueled by a major milestone in James's career. For the first time in 22 seasons, he's playing on an expiring contract rather than signing a long-term extension. This unusual situation means that, should James choose to continue, he would enter unrestricted free agency at the end of the upcoming season. The implications of this are significant. James's decision could shape not only the Lakers' future, but also the balance of power across the league. His presence or absence affects championship contention, free agent movement, and even the strategies of rival teams. No player in recent memory has wielded such influence over multiple franchises simply by weighing his next step. To get a clearer picture of what might come next, ESPN's Tim Bontemp surveyed 20 league insiders, including coaches, scouts, and executives, asking where they believe James would be at the start of the 2026-27 season. The answers were widely varied, highlighting just how uncertain the situation remains. One Eastern Conference scout told Bontemp, "If I had to pick between the Lakers and the rest of the league, I'd take the field. But if I had to choose a team, it's still the Lakers. They're the only team positioned to pay him and build around him." Of the 20 insiders surveyed, 7 predicted James would remain with the Lakers. 4 believed he could return to the Cleveland Cavaliers, the team that drafted him first overall in 2003 and where he won his first NBA championship. 2 mentioned the Golden State Warriors, citing their current championship window, while the Dallas Mavericks and Miami Heat each received 1 vote. 5 insiders predicted that by 2026, James would have retired, bringing an end to one of the most remarkable careers in sports history. A Western Conference scout commented, "It just feels like that's where it's going to end. The game has changed around him, and he's already achieved more than almost anyone could imagine." Retirement seems inevitable at some point soon. LeBron himself has remained intentionally vague about his plans. On the show 360 with Speedy, he was asked whether his growing focus on golf hinted that he might be preparing to hang up his sneakers. "I'm not hinting at anything," James said. "I know I'm past the hump. I'm not gonna play another 23 years, that's for sure. I'm not playing another 10. I'm definitely moving toward the end, but I'm not there yet. I'm still focused on competing and contributing at a high level." James's statement underscores his competitive nature. Even as he approaches the final phase of his career, he has not indicated any immediate plans to step away. Over the past 2 decades, he has consistently defied expectations, adapting his game to remain among the league's elite. From his early dominance with the Cleveland Cavaliers to championship runs in Miami, back to Cleveland, and now with the Lakers, James has demonstrated longevity few athletes in any sport can match. Statistically, his resume is unparalleled. 4-time NBA MVP, 21-time All-Star, multiple scoring titles, and consistently ranking among the league leaders in assists and rebounds for his position. James's performance over 22 seasons has set benchmarks that will be difficult to surpass. Beyond numbers, his influence on and off the court, mentorship of younger players, media presence, and impact on the business side of basketball cements his legacy as one of the most consequential athletes of his generation. For the Lakers, James's contract status poses both an opportunity and a challenge. Retaining him ensures elite talent and global attention, but it also requires navigating salary cap implications and potential roster moves to support his championship ambitions. Conversely, should James retire or leave via free agency, the franchise faces the daunting task of rebuilding around younger players or seeking new stars in an increasingly competitive Western Conference. League-wide, every team watches closely. A LeBron free agency or retirement scenario would send ripples through trade discussions, draft strategies, and long-term planning. Teams like the Warriors, Mavericks, and Heat are frequently mentioned in speculation due to their competitive windows and potential fits for James's skill set, though insiders caution that predicting his next move is nearly impossible. For now, the basketball world watches and waits. LeBron James's decisions over the next season will have far-reaching implications, both for his own legacy and the landscape of the NBA itself. Whether he continues with the Lakers, returns to a former team, explores a new opportunity, or finally steps away, one fact remains clear: the end of LeBron James's career, whenever it comes, will be a defining moment in sports history. The Los Angeles Lakers have once again found themselves in the middle of trade speculation, this time with Miami Heat forward Andrew Wiggins at the center of the conversation. Reports suggest that Los Angeles is actively exploring options to acquire Wiggins this summer, a move that would bolster the team's two-way capabilities and add another proven talent alongside 40-year-old LeBron James. However, sources close to the situation say the potential trade faces significant hurdles, not least because of the complicated history between Heat president Pat Riley and LeBron James. An anonymous NBA executive told Lakers Daily that a trade sending Wiggins to Los Angeles would be stunning given Riley's long-standing frustrations over James's departure from Miami back in 2014. "I would be stunned if Pat did this trade," the executive said. "Do you really think he wants to help LeBron? He's still upset about how things ended in Miami. I don't see it happening." LeBron James's tenure in Miami is well documented and remains a major reference point in any discussion involving Riley. James joined the Heat in the summer of 2010, leaving Cleveland amid high expectations and intense media scrutiny. During his 4 seasons in South Beach, he won 2 MVP awards, captured 2 championships, and earned Finals MVP honors in both title runs. Across all 4 seasons, he never finished outside the top 3 in MVP voting, and the Heat reached the NBA Finals every single year he was there. In 2014, James made the highly publicized decision to return to the Cleveland Cavaliers, where he immediately led the team to the Finals and won his 3rd championship in 2016. That period of his career, while historic, is still remembered by Riley and others in Miami as a time of personal and professional tension. It is this history that adds a layer of uncertainty to any potential trade involving a current Heat player joining a team led by LeBron. From the Lakers' perspective, acquiring Wiggins could address several key needs. Wiggins offers defensive versatility, the ability to guard multiple positions, and consistent scoring. His presence would allow LeBron to operate with more freedom offensively while also improving the team's perimeter defense. The Lakers have been seeking additional pieces to complement their core, and Wiggins' skill set makes him an attractive target. For the Heat, the calculus is different. Miami is still considered a contender in the Eastern Conference and has built its roster with the goal of competing immediately. Trading Wiggins would remove a reliable two-way player from their lineup, potentially weakening their defensive rotations and overall flexibility. Additionally, Wiggins is expected to turn 31 in February and holds a player option for the 2026-27 season, which may make him more strategically aligned with Los Angeles' timeline than Miami's. Draft considerations further complicate negotiations. The Lakers reportedly are reluctant to give up a first-round pick, which Miami would likely see as essential to any potential deal. Without this draft asset, talks could stall quickly. However, if the Lakers can construct a package that meets Miami's valuation, the discussions may regain momentum, although Riley's personal history with LeBron will always remain a factor. In short, the Lakers face a delicate balancing act. On one hand, adding Wiggins could strengthen their roster significantly, giving 40-year-old LeBron James another versatile piece to improve both ends of the court. On the other hand, Pat Riley's hesitancy and the Heat's strategic priorities mean that any trade must make clear business sense and offer value beyond just talent acquisition. While Wiggins would bring undeniable benefits to Los Angeles, the reality is that Miami still believes it can compete in a wide-open Eastern Conference with its current core. Riley is unlikely to move Wiggins simply to help LeBron, unless the offer from Los Angeles is substantial enough to outweigh the risk of losing a key player. This tension between history, strategy, and opportunity ensures that any potential trade involving Andrew Wiggins will be closely watched by fans, analysts, and league insiders alike. For now, the situation remains in flux. Los Angeles continues to explore possibilities, Miami evaluates its options, and 40-year-old LeBron James remains at the center of speculation once again. Whether a deal ultimately happens may hinge less on Wiggins himself and more on the unresolved dynamics between some of the NBA's most influential figures. The coming weeks could provide clarity, but for now, the potential trade sits in a delicate balance, part opportunity, part history, and entirely compelling for anyone following the Lakers' offseason moves.